Hello YouTube and welcome to Sunday in the shop. It is Saturday. It's only about 52 degrees outside, but it's bright and sunny. I have to block off one of my windows because of the glare from it. But that's my latest creation, I should say. When I'm done showing this, I will insert a couple pictures with it rusty and after I clean it up. I was going to make a video on this separate, but I painted it gray. The rust and smoke gray, and it just was a mess. The can kept messed up, splattering. It would glob on there and made a couple runs. I just took mineral spirits, took it all off, painted it with this semi-gloss black. The original paint on this I could find was black. It was just a black looking. I've had this since back in the 80s. I've had this a very long time. I've never cleaned it, I've never oiled it, but I have used it on things. So it was off in the big shop and it was pretty rusty. You'll see by the pictures. It's got that spring action this way, that way. This one's kind of wore out. I've tried bending up with a big screwdriver. Doesn't really matter to me. It's really not my favorite style of pipe wrench, but it's not a bad one. It is a Proto 18-inch. That says 818 if you can't read it. Manufactured. That says drop forward steel. We'll flip it over. Somewhere it says in here, manufactured USA. 18-inch. So we will take a picture of this, but right after I'm done talking here, I'll insert the pictures. All I do is on editing, I'll stop my camera recording and then I'll insert some pictures I have from the other day and then I add the next clip. I don't really edit any of the clips. That's why when I make a mistake when I'm filming here, it just stays in there or I just redo it. So I use simple as Windows Movie Maker. Don't cough on film. Anyway, this is all beat up. I took several stones, several things to get down in there, like this. Just with the Dremel, different directions. To get down inside there, wire brushes. These will wad up on you. They're stainless. They'll wad up. You got to keep picking it apart just to get down in those inner areas, down inside of it. Thought I'd show this. I'll be working on a crescent wrench here shortly. That's one of them emery wheels. Here's one more down. It's like a rubber eraser. See me flex it? Don't want to break it. There is a product name for these if you look it up. I cannot tell you the company. There is a company that makes very good ones. They'll make them clear up big enough to put on your 6-inch bench grinder. So, there's a tip for you. These are good for polishing stuff. Okay, enough yakking about this. And then we'll be back with a crescent wrench we're going to work on. Okay, we're back. We do like this camouflaged background, but it tends to yellow stuff out kind of. We took several things this. We had some little sanding discs for our Dremel. We'll put like 3 of them together so they can really flex without destroying them. They're just little round pieces of sandpaper. We used that mostly. Then we used our scrubby brush buffer thing, goes in the drill, made out of scrub pads. Because there was a person's name on here, okay? I know where it came from. I just don't want to advertise all over the world that someone's name was on it. And it was all scratched really bad. So this could possibly rust. It might have some clear sprayed on it there. We thought about maybe painting this inside of here with some of that pretty blue paint. Real light coats. Not today. Today what we're going to do is, we're showing you all this. Another fine tool from the Ridge Tool Company. Wonder how old it is, huh? We're going to take this apart and clean it, okay? Now, these screws, you can see I'm already fidgeting with it to get it out. Let's get up very close. See that little dimple? That's how they keep the screw from coming out. Well, I got to come past there without doing it, okay? But I thought I'd show that. But when the screw's down all the way in there, we might as well run it in to show you real quick here. Sunday in the shop, video should be a little longer. Maybe now you can see it. If you have to, you can take one of your little Dremel diamond stones, get in there and get that burr off there that the dimple makes. And to get it out of there, good luck. Sarcastically. Good luck. Because I had this screw all the way out here. We might as well show you a little bit. And I pounded it, and I banged, and I grabbed it with a magnet. I got neodymium magnets. I mean, we did this. Just one of them cheap screwdrivers without the handle on it. I mean, I did this, I did that. And I had to do it off camera again. I ended up taking the magnet. Aha. Ended up taking the magnet. Needing those pliers and everything. To get that out of there. We're going to show you the basic parts here. Take this out. Now you have a spring in here. See that? When I took it apart, the spring end was over here. I paid attention. I'm going to stretch this spring out. You can tell I have not cleaned it, only just wipe it with a rag real quick. You can tell why it was so gritty. All catching. You go to use it, you know what I mean. You're like, gritty. I'm going to clean all that. This spring. Get our favorite pokey tool. Metal scribe. See that little bit of a spring? We're going to stretch that a little bit. See if it'll focus. There you go. We're going to clean this up. Then we'll come back. We want to include just a couple of things this week. So we don't want to spend too much time on this. But not bragging. But I've saved a lot of tools and I've scrounged a lot. This came in a toolbox I got. And I know where it came from. It had the guy's name on it. But definitely nice. I don't need to go buy no crescent wrenches or Harbor Freight, but as many as I have. I have a John Deere 6-inch and a Klein 6-inch and a Stanley I keep on my torch tanks, probably a 10-inch. I got my Proto click stop, which I bragged about. A little clicky click to it when you click it. Click, click, so it kind of holds its position. So I have no shortage of crescent wrenches. I don't need to go buy any. So I'm lucky there, but you can get some good ones. There's some good cheap ones out there to get you by. So enough yakking about that. I'm looking at the timer. We'll clean this up and bring it back and show you how smooth action it is. This has not been buffed at all. Maybe a long time ago. See all the scratches? See that? We're going to try to take and make it look just a little bit better. See where it gets that wear from being abused. We'll clean it up just a little bit. Then we'll be back. Hang in there. We'll get this little job done. Okay, we're done with this. Beware on stretching that spring, like I said I was going to. I had to clip a little bit off because I'd cram it down in here with the spring stretched a little bit. I could not get the screw in there. Okay. I had to clip a little bit of the spring off because I mangled it. I tried tapping it down with a screwdriver to get past it. I mangled it. I had to take it back apart. Now it works like it's supposed to. Mostly what was in here was sand. Gritty old sand, just what it looked like to me. You could not roll this. You'd sit there and you'd fight it, adjust it. You'd be able, and I put just a slight amount of grease on here. The only place I put grease, you can almost hear that spring catch. The only place I put grease was just on the side of here, not on the teeth. Some of that lithium grease. Everybody's probably seen this. This is for marinating your meat before it goes on the barbecue. It's got that moly graphite grease in it. This is such a handy little tool to dispense it. You just get your little drop out there like that. See that? That's such a handy little tool. Now where am I going to wipe this at? Handy tool. Anyway, this is what I did on the steel here. I did like that, and I took my wire thing because it was really scratchy. And if you can see it, let's try to get the reflection. Right there, see it? I took that at an angle. And I just took them burrs off. You can actually see it right there where it shows up. Watch it pops up right there on the camera. I did that all the way around. Both parts of the wrench up here on this end. Just to get rid of that burr. And I have a bunch of these. I have a box where I can find it. It has all different kinds of these. And I will stack them up like 2 or 3. And then if you get in a bind and can't find one, you can take the screw out and grab one below it. But I have a bunch of these. This came in a kit and had a little piece of copper wire holding them together. I don't know if it was a Harbor Freight kit or what it came in, but I have a box of Dremel stuff. Ever find it? Never have a shortage of Dremel junk. There is a little bit of a gouge. I think it's showing up. Like down in here. It's a crescent wrench. It's been abused. There you go. We got one more thing before we go this week. Is the dial caliper. It's a fractional. I will do my best to explain it. That you can measure thousandths in it. Sort of. There you go. Don't forget to take a picture. We'll pause on this so you can see it again. Nice company to have. It is. So who knows how old it is. If anyone has any idea, go ahead and comment. How old do you think this thing is? It's hefty too. It's made good. Okay. We're on to the last thing of the day. Stay tuned. Okay, I hear the train a-coming. Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison Blues. Anyway, this one's brand new. Okay, we had one that kind of went to the wayside there. We'll just say. Missed you. Well, what happened to your other one? Harbor Freight quit selling these. Okay, then they brought them back. Well, I went in the store and I'd looked for them and I'd went on the website and I'd read the reviews and a couple of them said, thank you for bringing these back. So I go, well, I better check that out when I go in the store. Okay, these are fractional, okay? These are not like for thousands. Yeah, that's like 10,000s. This one really goes, I put some of that lube, that Teflon spray grease in there that I'd showed a few weeks back that I bought at a clearance, and it really cleaned it up. But y'all get to enjoy that train if you can hear it. Okay, now it's very hard to film this. We're going to take our glasses off. We're going to get up here right behind the viewfinder. Okay. See that 10? That's 100 thousandths. People get confused when they buy it. See there where it says 0.01? Okay. People get confused. I'm not going to try to explain it. I will mess it up. Trust me. I know my thousands and everything. Somebody's going to be able to put it right in there. Yeah, what does 0.01 mean? Okay, each one of those marks right there, let's get it over in here. Each one of these marks is 10 thousandths, okay? So, I'm not going to give you the equivalent of an eighth of an inch, but quarter inch is 250 thousandths. If you go here and you put it there, you'll have 200 and then 5 more 250 thousandths. Maybe that'll help you. These are good for stuff. You want to measure this 10 thousandths or 20 thousandths on something, and in the middle is 5. These are good enough decimeters for stuff like that. If you make a lot of stuff like I used to make out of metal and little pieces and stuff, these are easier to use than trying to convert decimal into inches. These are made, I want to say 10, over twice. They're twice the tool that this is. These are no different than Harbor Freight's. Even though it says Grizzly, they are no different in my opinion. Let me show you. See these wobbly? This is that junky pair I should have sent back. Came all beat up. That's how I bought them. See that? Case was broken, everything. These are very solid and smooth. I have not put any lube or nothing in these. There's hardly any wobble in these. These are really good to use. If you can get a pair of these, I don't know what they are. They could be spendy. They could be a little more than their cheapy dial. I do not know. The other cheapy dial caliper have the white face. If you don't do stuff like a machinist, I recommend you do small stuff. Get you a pair of these. You will enjoy them. And of course you have this. You lose and you set your zero. This locks it. Say you take a measurement and you lock it. For people who don't know what these are. These are very nice. I have not done anything with these. I've not put any lube or nothing. But I thought I'd show that. I'm going to try to take a picture. You get that shadow at the top. Each line is 10 thousandths. That's the best way to tell you it's 100 thousandths. Because you got to remember, if you go around an inch, you have 1,000 thousandths. If there's 1,000th of an inch, it'll be 1,000 thousandths. So that's 900 thousandths. Hope that'll help anybody. If they want to get a pair, they can come back and review this video. I said, don't ask me to explain what the 0.01 is. I will mess it up. My mind's not with it today. I just want to give you a good look at these things. So you have your fractional for your inch, then your decimal. Like I said, I don't get paid by any company. I show a lot of Harbor Freight stuff because I'm a poor guy, and when I can buy a good tool from them, I want everybody to know that I'm pleased with it. Trying to get up here, stainless still hardened. I'm blurring the camera out. There you go, that's it. I'll leave you with one other thing while I'm talking here. I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately. My wife had to go for knee surgery at the beginning of this week. She's doing alright. It's that simple where they go in there with a little bitty tools in the camera, like a little half-inch incision. Found out she had an infection in her knee. They thought maybe something was catching in there. Okay? But it was just a pretty bad infection in it. Inflamed. She bumped it or womped it, and then that can lead to all kinds of stuff. You can also get problems with that if you have arthritis. But up and about, doing better. She's been off a few weeks. I've been a car driver, errand runner, running the store guy. My back's been killing me more, my legs, because I've been doing more footwork, going in the stores and stuff. So I've been down myself. So someone's knocking at the door, so they're gonna wait a second, and I will see you all next week.